Hello there, children. It's episode 17 of Regin's Zoo, and we're doing our 2020 Halloween special. We've got the scariest 5 movies, the top 5 best or well-made horror movies of all time. We've got the best good, bad movies. We've got the weirdest movies. We've got the top 5 overhyped, not scary movies. And then we'll wrap it up with a little bit of the best horror music that you've ever heard in your life. It's Reg in the Zoo, kiddies. Let's go. Hey there, it's your boys.
We starting up?
Yeah, man, we're starting up. It's Halloween special here.
I'm just kidding. I've been looking forward to this episode for a real long time now.
We have not been in the studio for a minute, but today is, what's the date? What's the date today? What's the date?
It's October 23rd, Friday.
1 week before All Hallows Eve.
Don't even get me going, bro. Not on my worst day.
It's been Chip Diamond. It's been way too long, bro, since we were in the stud.
Yeah, it feels good. I really like the setup that we're using. This table's great. It's like literally made for doing this.
It's shaped perfectly, much like both of us, and we can see all of our whole bodies again.
I think for the background this time, I think we're gonna do something a little different.
A little something.
A little thematic for the special that we are doing.
The Halloween special! I'll probably just keep doing that for the rest of the time until I have a fucking stroke.
You sound kind of like the chick from Tales from the Crypt. That fucking...
Tales? That's not a chick.
The Crypt Keeper.
That's not a chick.
I'm pretty sure it's...
Did you just identify the Crypt Keeper as a female, bro?
I think I did, dude.
Tales from the Crypt.
I'm pretty sure I did, actually.
Dude, that's definitely a male.
Yeah, you're right. I thought about it.
He fucks.
I thought about it.
He fucks, bro.
I don't know, dude.
Dude, the Crypt Keeper fucks.
He fucked, for sure.
No,
That's why he's
somewhere.
Something.
So here in the underworld, we're back in the studio. We did do a couple remote pods. We don't get a whole lot of viewers on YouTube yet, so we didn't really do anything with the video. But this one we're going to break up into a couple installments because we've got a movie breakdown. We're going to hold off on sports and some of the other local bullshit that nobody really, well, everybody cares about, I think. It's the best part of the podcast, but it's the season of the witch.
It's also our 420 special. 420. We have 420 downloads through our Buzzsprout.
420! That's pretty cool. 420 total.
420 total.
So we're about to hit 500 total downloads. We've got about 20 listeners every episode, and I think that's pretty damn good. I think we're going to start getting around in a couple of different countries here.
Well, in August, we were just posting like crazy, and we got a crazy amount of hits in August, which was cool.
Yeah, and I'm going to, once we get this new episode out, I'm going to reach it out and spray it out to a couple of good demographics that I think we should be seeing it. So if you catch a preview here, you can go all the way back to our first podcast. We started this right before Corona, well, a couple months before. We both have a passion for production. We work together by day during the week, but we got this kind of going on the side. On the weekend, we ended up kind of quitting our second jobs, and this has been a nice little creative session.
Yeah, it's like these are our superhero alter egos.
Yeah. I actually literally got excited to get on camera today. I felt like a star.
I was feeling pumped for today.
There's no audience, but someday there will be. And there's an audience, certainly at least a few people.
This is going to be the episode to do it.
Yeah, there's a few listeners out there, I know, and I can smell you out there.
I always get good feedback from the people that do listen to it and tell me about it.
Yeah.
I never get anything bad, regardless of my friends or not.
Nobody's told me to stop yet.
Yeah.
And either people are nice or, yeah.
Nobody said that to me either.
People told me to stop a lot of other shit. And I did. And I started a podcast. What did you say in the one episode where I was like, oh my God,
You're like, we're gonna come on you, come in you.
Reg and the Zoo Brother coming at you.
Yeah, coming on you.
Coming on you.
It's the horror special.
Yeah, dude. I'm going to have some fucking spooky sounds.
Spooky sounds.
Spooky background. Yes, I swear.
We're going to sort of have a mini discussion for each of these where we both kind of prepared our own lists and our own fashions. Matt, the Zoo here in his digital format, and mine in my completely organic, handwritten, natural state.
It looks like my tablet is completely updated.
Yeah, Matt's got some high-tech updates going on over there. I chopped up my notebook pad into 6 different sections. I had a hard time. We separated the sections. There was no real rules here other than it had to sort of fall within these categories, which were top 5 scariest. That is like the first time you saw it, you'll never forget. It was the scariest experience. Top 5 best or well-made or well-produced. Top 5 good, bad movies, as in the movie's just bad, but it's a horror movie that it's actually good to watch. It's entertaining because it's so bad, or, and perception's a big deal with these, so it's going to be fun to see our personalities. Obviously, the fans will probably not agree with some of them, but... Then we have the top 5 most overrated or not scary. And then the top 5 weirdest. And then I figured we might as well wrap it where we can just kind of open it up to music. We'll talk a little bit. We always wrap it up with the algorithm on our typical pod, the YouTube algorithm. So we'll just we'll wrap it up with some horror music.
Yeah, we'll have some fun with it.
It's the dead man's party. Who could ask for more?
You know who that is?
Party at the haunted bar.
Leave your
Don't go away. It's only me. All right.
Do you know who
That's
is?
Oingo Boingo, but
do you know who
you were telling me.
You know who the lead singer is?
You told me, but tell the crowd.
Danny Elfman.
That's right.
The guy who does all the music for the Tim Burton movies.
Don't go. My dad loves that song year round. Doesn't need to be even spooky season. Oingo Boingo.
Oingo Boingo is awesome, dude. I love them. So there's this
Dead
movie,
Man's Party.
the
Oingo
movie Back
Boingo.
to School. They're in that. That's where I got introduced to them when I saw
Absolutely. That movie's not a horror movie, but
a
great
good
song.
Movie. Classic Rodney.
Which category would you like to do first? That's why I separated mine.
So I'm thinking the last has to be best or scariest.
That's what I figured we could bookend with those.
Okay.
So those could be first and last, I thought.
Can we do, you want to do first and last, so start with the scariest, end with the best?
Sure. All
right, that sounds good. Because I definitely have a good list prepared for the scariest, best, and bad and good. But I'm going to I was having trouble thinking of the weirdest ones, but a couple are coming to mind. Excuse me.
By the time you get there, you'll have them. I had a hard time. This was not easy. Once again, we challenge everybody out there to start their own podcast and feel free to talk shit about ours. We don't care. Let us know what we can do better. But it's fun to do some pre-production for these conversations, and it was a little bit difficult for me to, split these up. I did a lot of crisscrossing around here. That's why I kind of cut up my pieces, because it was a little confusing even for me to look back at, even though I just did this today after work.
I've been kind of thinking about it a lot here and there. I wasn't sure if it was going to be like our top 50 horror movies of all time, but I'm like, that's a lot of movies.
That's why I thought, I figured if we break it into these categories, it's like the the Reg and the Zoo all-time horror movie awards. And by the time next year rolls around, we can do some other categories.
Yeah, exactly.
Because then we're not repeating the same thing. We do this a little bit for a living in some ways. I also felt pretty cool to tell someone really quickly before we get into the scariest. It was cool to do a podcast with a client at work. This has been now officially productive.
Yeah, you got a double header going today.
This is my second podcast. I did one in a shirt, no tie, no suit. But I did a podcast with a gentleman today in a suit. We talked about a lot of interesting things. So, yeah, it's once again the podcast thing. Haters going hate, but
hate going hate.
We've all gotten better here, and that's what we're here to do. So if you want to come around and get better with us, come on around. And then we'll get into it. So, without further ado, we will enter the top 5 scariest first time watch.
Yes, because honestly, dude, when I watch movies now, like scary movies or horror movies now, I'm not really scared. And I'm not.
Right.
I'm obviously not trying to sound tough or anything. I'm just not scared by it.
And I think you'll find my number one scariest first watch to be pretty interesting. I guess I can start off and then with 5, and then we'll do your 5, and then go back and forth maybe.
Yeah, I like that idea. That's good. Oh, there we go. Now I sound better.
All right. So some of these obviously are going to be more well-known. Some of them may require a little bit more.
And these are obviously personal opinions based on our childhoods, I guess.
I think, I consider myself pretty well-versed in horrors.
So what do you want to do your whole list first, or do you do like...
No, I was going to do one at a time.
And then you do one, I do one, you do one, I do one? Okay.
See, this one here, this even has a cutaway. Save that. So number 5 on my first, my first watch, Scariest, I have The Strangers, ironically.
So that was cool. That was a cool movie. I love, what's the famous line from that? Why are you doing this to us? They're like, because you were home.
Because you were home. Is Tamara home? I just thought it was such a unique throwback scare. I was like, I saw it in theaters. I think I was with a female. It was a good date, but like I can remember watching it and I can remember it being scary.
Yeah.
Like just in the way of it was so you could feel the tension before anything even happened. The way they set up that just ultimate worst case scenario with the like bad fight, the wedding and all that.
And I'm usually not a fan of Liv Tyler too much, but
oh my God, I used to hate her.
She was pretty good in that.
She was so unlikable, but so great. So who you got for your 5th?
So my number 5, it's a pretty mainstream one. So I got Nightmare on Elm Street as my number 5.
The original.
The original, yes, the original with Johnny Depp and everything.
Yeah.
The ones, everything that came out after that. Not even ones that came out after that, because even a couple of the ones after, I saw that one when I was a kid, scared me. But you watch them now, they're not scary at all.
Yeah.
But they're super creative. Like, those movies from the 80s are just phenomenal, dude.
The fact that Freddy crossed dimensions was definitely scary at the time. I wasn't alive, but looking back, it had to have been obviously scary.
That's a great concept. Just what is scarier than fucking nightmares?
You know what I just realized? I just left one completely off the list, so I'm going to add it to my list over here. But I'm not going to alter my list, but I'm going to save a final list for ones that I forgot about.
Well, what do you call those?
Just little side faves.
No, there's like shout outs or something. Honorable mentions. There you go.
So, number 4 on my top 5 scariest first watch, I have the Mothman Prophecies. Have you ever seen it?
I haven't seen that.
It's with Richard Gere is in it, and it's based on like a real urban legend type thing. It's just a really wicked, creepy movie. It sets in like a rural place, and there's a real scary situation. Check it out. If you haven't seen it, I don't want to ruin it for you.
I remember you telling me about that.
So, what's your 4? That was the Mothman Prophecies. My 4 scariest for Jer.
My 4th it's an old one.
Okay.
It's about 99 years old. It's Nosferatu, 1922 version, black and white. One of the scariest fucking things I've ever seen. One of the creepiest looking. I mean, that makeup in fucking 1920, that makeup, holy shit. Scary fucking movie. I still think that guy's looks like that and is a vampire.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that there was a movie that was made about the movie.
The Shadow of the Vampire, I think
Something
is what it's
like
called.
that.
It's with John Malkovich.
But he's
and
like really looked like that.
Willem Dafoe played
Yeah.
the vampire.
He's all
Nosferatu.
fucking scary looking.
Yeah, that was a scary one too. Just seeing that a vampire that looks like that is just bizarre.
Yeah, no, Nosferatu.
Man, my mic sounds legit right now.
Oh yeah, we sound good. Number 3 on my list, classic Exorcist.
The Exorcist.
It was like
It's never scared me.
I was pretty young. And for me, like I said, I was pretty young, and I feel like I was like younger than Linda Blair in the movie. Like she was just a little bit older than me, and I don't know, something about the whole demon stuff and like the priest, and like it just seemed real. It just seemed too real. And like when they take her to the hospital and there's like the medical side, it just seemed too scary when I was little. I like believed it.
Yeah, I mean, I get why. I think if you're a little older and you see that movie,
Yeah, now.
like if you're a kid, you kind of don't understand what's going on, which is why it didn't scare me at all.
See,
But
I
I think if I would have seen that originally for the first time at like 16 years old,
the other side of that is
it'd be kind of scary.
it had never been done before. That was never.
That's on a lot of people's like top 5 or even like
People
number
were
one.
like leaving theaters and stuff. What's your number 3 scariest?
My number 3 is Poltergeist.
Nice.
You know that scene when she's in the pool? They were getting like an in-ground pool built, but
Yeah.
only the hole was dug, and then it turned into mud and whatever.
And then the skeletons.
Those skeletons were real skeletons. It was cheaper to get those than it was to get plastic models of skeletons.
Yeah,
That's fucking crazy.
I remember hearing about that.
And she didn't know about it. I'm pretty sure the actress was really scared because they looked so real, and then she like didn't find out until after that those were real.
That's fucking weird.
Yeah, dude, that's bizarre. Great movie though. Good concept too.
Oh yeah, that's a classic. Number 2 for me, I have It Follows.
I saw that.
I just thought it was like so entertainingly unique of an idea that I found it to be scary because it like took like innocence and sexuality and made it like a demon that follows you, almost like herpes or whatever, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
And it was just too like it wasn't like actually. It was like still a level of fun, scary, but I found it to be genuinely scary in the same unexplainable way as
Yeah.
a lot of other scary movies.
I wasn't sure if you were going to pick that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I love that movie. What's your number 2 scariest first watch?
So when you first said that, I thought it was going to be the same as mine because you said It. But mine is It, the 1990 version with Tim Curry.
The original.
There's just something about that. Remember, I went to Blockbuster, got that movie. My cousin slept over. Excuse me. Too much Coke. But
Let it out.
but we rented it from Blockbuster. It was a 2-part video. So I watched it with my brother and my cousin. They both passed out. I stayed awake. They passed out before the first half of the tape, or before the
You
first
had to
tape
change
was
the
done.
tape by yourself.
So I changed it by myself, and I'm like
And
shaking
they
and
woke
stuff.
up. And why do your friends always go into another dimension at sleepovers?
I don't get it.
It's because there's some like next level tired that these kids used to get at sleepovers. If you've never been to one, I don't know if kids do them anymore, but I just remember kids would like fall asleep and you'd like stay up, but then like those one kids that would fall asleep, like they were like dead. They wouldn't wake up.
I never understood that.
I
It's probably
couldn't sleep in scenarios like that.
Yeah, I mean, we used to do like on modified football, we'd have sleepovers. My buddy would have like half the team stay at his house. We'd have like 15 kids there.
Yeah.
It was pretty fun though. We had some good times. We got in trouble a bunch, but
Yeah,
just fuck
obviously.
around. It was awesome.
Boys would be boys.
First person to pass out, they get the shaving cream.
Or the semen.
Yeah. No.
All right, now this might be controversial. My number 1 scariest first watch is the movie Gone Girl. Have you ever seen it?
That's not a horror movie.
It's up for debate.
It's not up for debate.
Why?
I'm gonna Google
it's
right
a
now.
Psychopath.
I'm gonna Google right now.
That's why I'm not afraid to make it my most scariest first watch, because it's my scariest first watch because I did find it to be an incredibly scary movie.
Oh shit. Okay.
What's it qualify as?
A thriller mystery.
Thank you.
So I guess that
So the movie Gone Girl,
it's
have
plausible.
you seen it?
It's plausible.
Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it.
Okay.
So
All
maybe
right.
I shouldn't jump too
Let's
quick.
not. Yeah. So
Let's not be hasty.
I won't ruin anything for you. I'll let you watch it. I'll let the viewers watch it. We'll come back in a couple of months and then we'll see.
Let's not be hasty.
So yeah, I mean, my number one, it's kind of like a homer pick. Like it's more to raise
That's good.
awareness.
I
want to raise awareness of it, as it's a great quality film.
I would have never.
It's fucking scary to me. To me,
That's
it's scary.
not the movie I thought you were gonna pick.
Exactly.
That's not even close to what I thought you were gonna pick.
Sideswipe you, bro.
Okay.
What do you got? Don't look at my papers. Over
I'm
here.
not. I can't see. I can't see.
Don't
very
even
far.
think about looking at my papers.
So my number one, scariest movie, first time I've ever seen it. 1978, Halloween. John Carpenter's Halloween.
All right. So why and where were you and how was your first time experience?
So that was the first like horror movie I've ever seen. And I was pretty young when I saw that. I was probably like 6 or 7. I was young as hell when I saw that. I don't know how I saw it. I honestly couldn't tell you. I know my older cousin was really into it. My older brother was pretty into it, and my other brother were pretty into it for a little bit. Like, you know, we always liked when those movies came out. But my cousin, I'm pretty sure, got my brother into it, then he got us into it. We just watched it one night. We had it on VHS. We just watched it. I couldn't fucking, like, I was freaking out. Like, that was the first time I was legit scared, dude. Holding a blanket, you know. I mean, I was a kid. Like I said, I think I was like 6 or 7, maybe 8, whatever. But that's a pretty young age to see a movie like that. Now I watch it, and it's like, what was I scared of? But that was a scary fucking movie. There's, like, no blood in that movie. If you watch it, it's a slasher, but there's maybe, like, this much blood in that movie. One can of pop's worth. Not even, probably.
Yeah.
And it was still one of the scariest movies
I watched
ever.
it at an 8th grade Halloween party.
I think it's the music.
It's great.
The music is a big part of it, I think.
just watched it the other day. I relived it. It's a classic. I mean, it's definitely the first one and the second one, and, like, you know, that's obviously the height of it, I think, because that's, like, the most genuine it ever was.
Yeah.
And then it kind of, like, you know, got whatever, bastardized or whatever. But I think that first one, it's, like, pure.
Easily.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a revolutionary movie.
Yeah.
It pretty much, I mean, they say that movie started that whole slasher genre. Like the modern slasher movie, like it was Psycho, you know, the Alfred Hitchcock movie, then Halloween, the John Carpenter movie.
That wraps up our top 5 first time scariest watch.